I just got Squash Minimal Audio's new OTT thing. And honestly, when I first saw it, the way I use OTT is on the master. I know some people don't like that. I know my uni audio teacher hated it. It's probably really lazy, but I've just found it brings out brightness. I've heard people use it on EDM and dance stuff, so I mean, this is what it sounds like with it. Without it. I use obviously the X4 one. I pretty much use it to brighten it up and compress it because I do a lot of heavy stuff. And as soon as I heard about Squash, I'm thinking, okay, I can use it in the same way, and it's not the same way. Squash uses 4 bands instead of 3, but you have less control over the finer settings than OTT, and it still uses more CPU. See already, I'll just freeze it, not even playing anything. Squash is right up there. OTT, if I play it, see, Squash is like very much up there. OTT is right down there. So maybe it's because I don't know how that works. Maybe it's because I've got a few of them because I wanted to try it out on different things. I heard that it was really good on drums. I saw like one YouTube video and it said, a lot of people use that for like dubstep. They use compressors on drums. What I've found with this thing is it's very extreme, when you push it all the way up. Yeah, so I won't be using it on the master, but I understand that it's probably not for that. But that was my first impression when I heard about it, was to use it on that. I mean, you only have one dial to change the depth and the mix. It's like one macro dial to change everything, and a dry wet, tone and depth. Depth doesn't seem to be the same as in Xfizz. Tone obviously is, it just cuts frequencies. So this was a mix down of the vocals. I tried it on 808s. I tried it on mixed down MIDI drums. I tried it on pads and stuff, and I ended up actually really liking it for vocals. So I had to mix down all my MIDI to audio because my CPU couldn't handle it. This one is the original, and this is the one with Squash on it. Made it sound heaps better. Obviously, it's better compressed anyway, but it just brightened it up really well.
Free, with me you're free to dream. I'll stay while you sleep.
And then this is the OT.
Free, with me you're free to dream. I'll stay while you sleep. You can depend on. With me you're free to dream.
So it just evens it out, brightens it up with a simple dial. The other thing I put it on was Summer, which is a Spire synthwave. I used it for chords this time. I added some reverb, filter, and kickstart too to give it some side chaining without side chaining. Yeah, pretty much 1-to-1. No audio syncing. It just compresses it a little bit, made it a little bit brighter, which fit into the mix better. The other thing was these 808s. The other thing in the intro that I did was this. So Towel Noisemaker. It's like a free plugin. I very rarely use it. But I found this preset ARP 2050 Punk Towel and I just screwed around with it. And I think that was on 1. So it's only got squash on it. It just made it better. Compressed it, made it a tiny bit brighter. Fits into the mix more. The vocals are really happy with. And then when it gets to this part, I tried to put it on the breakbeat, but it didn't need it. Usually I put filter on probably 65-ish%. Also used it on this vocal with a filter as well. That's got a lot of more compression. I mean the wet's 100% and it's way up there. So pretty much an example. This is mixed down MIDI drums to get an idea of what this thing does. Pretty much destroys the sound. I mean, that's what it's good for. It's over the top. Using it on this vocal and the breakbeat didn't work. That's a mixed down breakbeat where I just increased the filter towards the end as like a transition. But I added squash on this. Got it. Brightens it up, compresses it, makes it louder, makes it quite a bit louder. I heard it was good for drums, so that's why I wanted to put it on the beat. But what I found was bring the wet down, bring this down here. All it does is pretty much filter it with a bit of compression, but can't really notice. So this bit is a mix down of, I just mixed it down because I wanted to do cuts. So I just mixed it down into an audio file so I could do these cuts without any reverb trails from the synths Inspire and Serum, but I use mostly Spire. So this MIDI mix down is no squash, and this MIDI mix down is squash, and no matter what I did, it just did not work. So I think it's better to leave it in with the whole mix. And normally I have, as well as mixed down MIDI drums, I have samples like a kick and snare and stuff like that, but I don't here, especially when it's halftime like it is now. Yeah, there was nothing that I could really do to make it fit in the mix. That sounds good. Actually, I like elements of it. I like the hats were a lot more brighter. I mean, I think there's symbols on there as well. Yeah, symbols. I could just do that in EQ. I like elements of both. I do like the brightness and the loudness of the snares, how the compression is bringing up those elements. It just seems to be missing the bass of the kick, which I could probably fix with a kick and a snare. It's probably the wrong snare, just from my template. It's a bit of a piss weak kick. I have stronger ones. This one's super loud. I could probably put. Actually, I do like it better on the mixed end drums now. I mean, with a bit of tweaking, you could, get it doing good stuff. What I'll use it on in the future is definitely vocals.